Good day guys, Tyrant here again, and today I'm going to bring you an episode of Final Fantasy, the trading card game. Now I'm a massive fan of the Final Fantasy franchise, so a lot of friends of mine. My brother's a massive fan also. He's pretty much completed nearly every game of Final Fantasy ever made to date. I believe they're up to 15 now, Final Fantasies. I could be wrong for all your hardcore fans out there, but I think the newest one's 15, and that's the one that came out on PlayStation 4. Now, my run-in with Final Fantasy came in the late 90s. I remember hearing about Final Fantasy 7. It came out on PlayStation 1. But it was Final Fantasy 8 for me that really got me hooked on the series. I love that game. A lot of people don't really understand the storyline, or those who do really rate the game not that well. But I think it was a masterpiece of a game. And ever since then, I've been a massive fan of the franchise. I also got into Final Fantasy X. I thought the storyline that was pretty awesome. The character design of the Final Fantasy X, I thought that was a really good game to come out on PlayStation 2 as well. So when that came out, me and my brother got that on PlayStation 2. He finished it pretty fast, and I never actually got to finish the last boss fight. But those sort of memories in video games stay in your head, and just recently, I had not even known about this card game, and I went to the EB Games to get some Pokemon cards or pop vinyls, and I saw these Final Fantasy cards. Now, I've been doing my Pokemon videos for a couple weeks now, and since I've seen these sitting there at EB Games in the corner, I thought to myself, wow, you know, I'd really like to get into these, or I'd really like to pick up some of these and do a review on it, or just do a little, video on it. And I had a bit of a squiz on Google and looked at some of the card designs and stuff like that. Some of the art on it is magnificent. I just really enjoy the art on the cards. And I thought to myself, well, okay guys, so last night when I was out getting my Pokemon boosters, I picked up the starter box set, the Final Fantasy X box set, and I picked up all these booster packs. Now I got the starter box at a place called Zing in Australia here. It's linked to EB Games, and they sort of sell sort of like pop culture stuff, like statues and pop vinyls and all that cool sort of stuff. So this was the last one actually there, and I actually picked it out. I actually asked the guy, do you have any in stock? He goes, no, and I looked over and I was like, oh, I think that's one there, and he's like, oh, okay. So he gave me that one, so I purchased that one, and then I went to EB Games and I got these booster packs. Okay, so I think these are Opus 4 booster packs, as you can see there. Now I believe there's 4 Opuses, and they're sort of like the series that come out. So there's 4 of them. So I'm actually getting in a bit late when it comes to these. But I thought, I may as well actually start a video on these, as I will be collecting these, as I think the cards are amazing, as I'm a big fan of card games in general. But yeah, so we'll be opening up these today, and I've already opened up the box. Last night I had a bit of a squiz in it, but I'll go through that too. I'll open it up again and have a look through it and show you guys what's in it. And I'll show you these cards here. These ones are open. I opened up 2 booster packs last night, because I was a bit impatient. I was like, well, let's have a look at that art. Now, the thing that drew me to this card game, or the Final Fantasy card game, is the art in the pictures. Like, the art in the actual cards is like well drawn. I love drawings like this, like concept sort of art, or I want to call concept art, but like game style art, or whatever you want to call it. It's one thing that I like about cards, the art has to be crisp and well drawn, well coloured. Get focus. Please, if I go this way. That's a good card. That's a Flan. It's one of the fiends you fight on Final Fantasy, and it's in pretty much every game, I think. All the Final Fantasies that have been made. Havn't. Yes, for those who don't know, Final Fantasy actually, they have reoccurring characters that pop up in different games, but they're always represented differently. But I think they represent some of the, like Leviathan and that, as a, like, I think Leviathan is actually a battle cruiser, like yeah, you know what I mean. For those who know what Final Fantasy is. But yeah. Okay, so here's the holographics. As you can see here, they're a lot different to Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any other type of trading card game. So I'm guessing they're the sort of rare cards. Now I don't know exactly what is the rarest card of Final Fantasy yet, but I will be looking into that in the future. Yeah, they're very well drawn, and I just like the cards in general. I think they're really awesome cards. I'm really hoping that this becomes quite a popular card game, and I'm hoping to get some of my mates into it too, because they love it. And I don't even know if they know this card game exists yet, so yeah. That's a nice card. I just love the drawings. I'll probably say that 100 times in this, because I reckon they're like the artists or the creators in Final Fantasy are just some of the most brilliant minds, I reckon, because they just come up with some of the craziest things, like design-wise. There's a Leviathan. As I said before, Leviathan's probably one of my favorite type of Guardian Beast or GF or something else, whatever you want to call it, depending on what game you're talking about. This is one of them called Leviathan. Lost a bit of focus there. But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII Leviathan was so beautifully drawn. I'll probably show a picture on that as I'm going through from Google or something. As you can see, I've gone through all the cards there. Got another holographic there. Goblin. Okay, so I'm going to go through the deck now. As I said before, I open this up, and I'm going to give you a bit of squiz in there. But I think there's 4 different types of decks out at the moment that Final Fantasy card game has made, and I think they represent Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X, I think 9 might be one of them, and I think 13 might be one of them. And so basically what I guess that means is like it's designed around that game, and they have these specific cards in the deck. So like Tidus was the main character of Final Fantasy X. I'm sure, well, I saw last night that there's actually a lot of Final Fantasy X characters in this deck. So what you got here is I think this is the rules. So you get, I advise probably getting one of these first if you have no idea how the card game works. And I'm yet to read through this myself, so it sort of goes through all the sort of rules there, like damage and phases and whatnot. On the back here, you got more rules. Well, as you see there, it says starter guide. So yeah, this is something you want to. This is something I'm going to have to read through and pick up on. I'm hoping it's going to be a pretty easy card game to pick up on compared to Pokemon. Pokemon's actually really easy to pick up on. You know, it might be easy, it might be hard. I have to have a look. Okay, so this here is the battle mat. So like what you get in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon cards, where you sort of like put your cards out and you face each other. I'm guessing that this is for one player only, and maybe another player has another one. I'm not too sure exactly. As I said, for those who know about the game, you could probably correct me there. But to me, it looks like it's only just one. It's all like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where everyone has their own sort of mat to play with. Okay, so onto the cards themselves. Now, I already opened this last night, so it won't be too hard to get into. They come really well packaged too, guys. They're very protected. Now, as I said, this is a Final Fantasy X deck, so it's got all the you know, I'm guessing you're gonna need the cards, multiple cards to do this. There's Yuna. Some Final Fantasy X-2 characters. I know I wasn't a big fan of that Final Fantasy X-2. Some people absolutely loved Final Fantasy X-2. And now onto my favorite character from Final Fantasy X is Wakka. Or Wakka, depending on how your accent pronounces it. Now, yeah, this guy, I'm going to talk a bit about him because he's probably my favorite guy. Now, this guy's like a star blitzball player. So was Tidus, actually. But yeah, he actually fights in the Final Fantasy game with that ball. So it's pretty funny seeing him like belt the hell out of like big monsters with this little rubber ball. It's pretty funny, really. Yeah, I kind of like that about that character. We got an Evoker. Now, I'm pretty sure that these guys are art off like I think it was a DS game that they brought out for Final Fantasy, like a remastered version. very cartoony looking, but they're awesome art regardless. I just love, you got a knight here. I just love the art that Final Fantasy brings out. It's amazing. Got a Viking, kind of not that intimidating for a Viking. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, guys. There's another version of Leviathan there. So that's what I mean, you're going to get the same named cards, but they're going to look all different, and that's what happens in the game as well. Like, Final Fantasy VIII's Leviathan looks totally different to a Leviathan from another game. And actually, Final Fantasy VIII's Leviathan is actually my favourite art of Leviathan, so hopefully I can get my hands on one of them. This is one of the brothers, Final Fantasy X. I think he's also a Blitzball player. Got Valvor, which is another beast, a big bird. There's Una there. You got Pain. Now guys, I'm just skipping through all 3 cards I get in the thing so I can go on to the art, because I'll save some time there. But Pain here, she's from Final Fantasy X too. She sort of looks a bit like Luna, for those who know who Luna is. Barrelay, I can't say his name properly, but yeah, he's one of the characters as well. You got Riku. I think everyone knows who Riku is. She's that bouncy sort of childish type chick character of Final Fantasy X. I think that's the art of Final Fantasy X too. In Final Fantasy X, she's wearing like a sort of vest and whatnot. Got a Voka, Slinth, Devout. There's a ninja card there. And the last 2 are archers. So yeah guys, that's the deck. Now I'm probably going to go look on eBay and find the other decks that represent some of the other games. I think the next one I really want to get would be 7. So I don't mind 7 or 9. I'm not a big fan of, I think it's 13. 13 wasn't my favorite game. A lot of people had a problem with that game. But anyway, okay guys, so this video is going a bit long. I don't want my videos to go too long. So what I'm going to do is, that's the introduction to the actual card game. Now I will be picking up more cards in the future, booster packs, and I'll be going to eBay as I said before. I'm hoping to learn more myself. I'm hoping to start playing this game with a few people, and hopefully going to pick up some more starter packs and stuff like that. So I actually want to collect a whole lot of these. I reckon they're amazing cards, in my opinion. So the video will be just an introduction, and the next video I'm going to make, which will be straight off this one today, and hopefully they both come out on the same day, and that will be opening up these booster packs of the Opus 4. So guys, check out that next video. I'll be opening up some cards here. You might see some of your favourite characters from the Final Fantasy if you're a fan. And yeah guys, I'll see you in the next one, eh? Cheers.